it. Don't worry, it's not going on YouTube or anything afterwards. But yeah, Simon, you kick off.
Yeah. I went to my first meeting, I think, which was the second conference that team ever run, which I think was 2013, and we'll let her in. We'll let her in. It was it was a bit of a game changer for me because a bit like Andy, I only know a few people from South Central, which was Hampshire, Surrey. So I didn't know anyone else, and we didn't have teams. We didn't have
No.
teams then, and we didn't. I don't think we were zooming. It was just face to face regional. Didn't have WhatsApp, and I think uh,
We
exchange
didn't
was a
have to
notice.
we we didn't have divisions either, Simon, as well. I think back then. I don't remember any divisions in teams, certainly no divisional kind of meetups at the conference.
No, I don't think so. But the yeah, it was so I didn't really know anyone, but I did get I I sort of learned quite a lot in the day. To start with, and it was about learning and development and a bit of networking, but I didn't really network with anyone today. I did sit down at the end of the day, and I was wedged between Jeremy Snell and a, probably those of you that know Tracy Clay, who used to work for Meridian, her old boss, who was regional manager for Meridian. I probably learned more in 2 hours about recruitment sitting between those two um, than I had done in the previous 3 years of working, running my business. So that was a brilliant. And I came away having booked meetings with Jeremy, and then we engaged him significantly for principal people, which helped us grow. But I saw during those years when I was a member, it the I think it got better and better. Kerry, you were around then as well. We that they Simon and Jackie, who used to run the business, really developed the conference throughout those years up till 2019, which I think was the last one they ran before COVID. We had a gap year when I took over in 2020 for obvious reasons with COVID, and then we sort of pushed on again. But we've evolved it to make it learning and development, but a much more focus on networking and collaboration, because one of the big glues for team, as many of you will know, is job sharing. And you can only do that really well. And David Shelton and I had a discussion about that earlier. When you get to know those individuals, to understand your tribe, and then and you won't be mates with 540 members, but you will find your tribe might be 5 to 20 of them. And Kerry, you could probably, and Anthony, you could probably chip in a bit here, because that's how you've developed your businesses significantly, isn't it? While you've been in team, and you have to do that by rubbing shoulders with them and getting together. So the last couple of years, Andy's been a real trigger for this as well, is making sure the conference is more about networking as well as learning and development. So everything AM is a bit of learning and development, but with space either side in the breakouts to connect and rub shoulders with your colleagues and the partners, because some of the partners know more about recruitment than we do, so most certainly, which is why we invite them. And I think Matthew Last is on here from one of the partners as well. But the afternoon is really about rubbing shoulders and round tables and sharing ideas from the membership community with some facilitators that are partners and some of the thought leaders that are joining us, because Vanessa Rath's going to talk. She's going to lead the AI and tech workshop in the afternoon. So I'm going to invite our members now, Gareth. I think Anthony, Kerry, it'd be good to hear Kerry, you've been a member about the same time as me. I joined it. I look back. I joined in December 2011. I thought it was 2012, but it was 2011.
I beat you by about 9 months then.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, I joined after having a complete break from recruitment for 18 years. So it was a whole new world. The Rolodexes and the newspaper advertising coming back into it after that break was quite a big thing. And my first regional meeting was in Birmingham with Philippa, and again, didn't know anybody, didn't really know how recruitment worked anymore. I was stepping back into it. But fully embraced it, went to the regional meetings, went to the first ever recruitment conference, which was an eye-opener really, just to see how other people work, how they operate, what different types of recruitment there is out there. And I just kind of soaked up as much information as I could. Started speaking to people that were also solos, maybe people that had been relatively new into business, and we just started sort of really batting off each other. But it was really daunting. It was difficult because I think after that break, it's knowing how it works, who you want to be, what sort of recruitment you want to get into after trying a few different sort of places. But I've been to, apart from one conference, I've been to all of the conferences, and they have evolved. I think different people get different things from them. I always learn something from the workshops and the round tables, but it's really good to see those people in real life and be able to talk to them and ask questions and get a bit of a two-way street going. But also the social side, don't underestimate it. It's finding the people that work for you. And my best business has definitely come from that. All those years ago, pre-COVID, I met somebody who we didn't work with for 2 years. She called me up during COVID and we had a great collaboration and partnership and filled quite a few roles. 2 years ago at conference, I met a relative sort of new member who didn't know anybody. We got on so well. We're now hoping for our first perm placement, but we have contractors out together. And again, somebody that I can work with, and just being there and striking up those conversations and knowing who's right and who's wrong for you. The best recruiter might not be the right recruiter for you, but the way in which they work and just having that banter, and it's invaluable.
Thank you. And anything, if you could, tell us your story as well, because you, like Kerry, are one of the great collaborators within the business, and obviously head up our solo group as well.
Yeah, I'll try and do it brief, but yeah, I'm kind of 10 years into running Mac staff. I've been team member nearly all that time. Never missed a conference. In terms of team, I'd come in, as a new business owner, first time, didn't know what I didn't know, so I jumped in with both feet in terms of learning everything I could off everybody that I could, and with not an unlimited amount of time before I needed to get some deals and money in the bank, I jumped in with both feet in terms of the split fee business and sourcing on partners jobs, and that definitely accelerated my growth. With TEAMConference, now I try and relax about it. Like, I think Vanessa Rath was on a video the other day, wasn't she, saying like it's a gift, give the gift to yourself of like a day or two out the office, get some perspective, work on the business rather than working in the business for once. So I just consider it as my company conference. I go for a laugh, to meet new people, build relationships and things like that. But there's massive ROI in terms of getting to know people who you can work together with. If you're going to attend one team event, make it this one, you can potentially meet everybody. And I try and do the lifelong learning, so I'm always keen to get the seminars and presentations. You can take away an idea that'll make you money the very next week. And lastly, I suppose, like inspiration, inspo. The keynote speakers are always kind of memorable, aren't they? I think John Doherty's been still raving about Scotty Mills now from a few years ago, but it's Ben Stocken this time. I'm sure he's got some motivation for us. So yeah, I'm really keen.
Good. We are going to do something differently this year, which was Cindy, you had a good idea about that, because you joined us as a solo and now you work for us, which is brilliant, as head of membership. Yeah. But you know what it's like to go to your first conference not knowing anyone. So you're going to have a welcome session with, I think, Kerry, are you joining in the welcome session as well, with John Doherty, another solo. That's on anyone who arrives on the Thursday. You're going to have a welcome group for that, and buddy up people as well. And you're going to do that again for the Friday arrivals in the morning as well. So if people are not doing the full 48 hours and they're coming on the Friday morning, you're going to do the same, because that does make a difference, doesn't it, Kerry? You know, when
absolutely.
And Andy said it as well. It was the tricky thing in the old days, but thank goodness for WhatsApp, Teams, and the way we all connect now in modern day. That a lot of us know each other already, but the face-to-face thing just speeds everything up, doesn't it?
Walking into a bar or walking into a place where you've got so many people, even if you do know one or two people, actually spotting them in the crowd can be quite difficult and daunting, especially if they're engaged in conversation. So having those points, I mean, I'm not there on the Thursday, unfortunately, but at Friday onwards, we've got Portia and John on the Thursday night, and then myself and Portia and John on the Friday, and there's different points throughout the day. So, you know, we're all dressed up to the nines if we are doing the evening. Again, walking into a room when you are you dressed right? How do you know, there's lots of things to think about. So just having that meeting point so that we can all sit and have a chinwag.
What t-shirt to wear when
exactly.
What t-shirt shall I wear?
I'm wearing a Device t-shirt this year, a Device X team t-shirt, because they're our headline sponsor.
All right.
But
David asked, I think, a question in the chat.
What I'm trying to do, Simon, I'm answering these questions in real time, and then I think at the end I'll just wrap up and just go through all of them. There's a couple of bits I wanted to kind of share. I think the main thing for conference, if you haven't been to one before, or if you have been, like, the important things I wanted to sort of get across in this message, like, when you go to a team networking event, one of the regional events, you typically see the same people. They're the same folks. It's great that you build those relationships with them. And Kerry, I know you've got loads in your region that you've done splits with, and Ant as well, particularly in the Southwest. But this is the one event where you see folks from the different divisions and the different online sessions where you will see people from regions that you won't see again for another 12 months. So it's a great opportunity to meet those people in the flesh, and the magic happens when you do networking face to face. I don't care what anyone says. I'll die on this hill. Meeting people in person does change the game. I'm going to send out a guide to everyone. So everyone that's attending, I'm going to put it in a hub as well. But what the things that you can start doing now, 2 weeks before the event, or 2.5 weeks before the event, like what you should do before the event to network, book some meetings, book some coffees, or go and share a pastry with someone, or whatever you want to do, like, at the event. But meet up with folks, like, try and line some folks up that you wanted to meet for a while in person before the event. There is a team, if you're in the WhatsApp community, there is a conference group chat. So there's 36 groups in the WhatsApp community. There's bloody loads. It's the bane of my life. Everyone knows this because my phone is constantly going off 250 times a day. But go and join the WhatsApp conference group if you've got your ticket. That is, you can't join it until you've got your ticket. But I think there's 50 or 60 people in there now. There should be 230 people in there now because of all the tickets we've sold. But go join that group. Let everyone know who you are, when you're going, if you're doing the net walk or the net run, or you're playing golf, or you want to be a part of a quiz team on the Thursday night, if you're doing that, or if you want to meet someone on the actual day on don't be afraid of it. Like, post something in that WhatsApp group. The guide I'll send out will have some pointers about stuff you can do before the event, and then what you do on the event of the actual day itself. Like, I used to just rock up and just wing it. I'd look at the brochure when I was having a coffee and probably smoking a Marlboro Light outside, because I used to smoke then. I used to read that and then just pick the one sessions that I want to go. Think now, like, what's the biggest pain point you've got in your business? Is it your tech stack and your operations? Is it sales and business development? Is it you haven't posted on LinkedIn for 6 months and you're scared of personal branding? Is it that you're currently working in the UK, but you keep hearing about recruitment businesses doing 4 times the fees in America and you want to break into America? Like, there's sessions over the course of the day for all of these, every pain that you're experiencing. If you're not experiencing pain, a lot of recruitment businesses are. Like, think about the pain points you've got in a moment and pick those sessions now and write them down of the ones that you're going to go to. Make sure you know what rooms you're going to go to, who's speaking. Try and get a chance to talk all the speakers. A bit like the Rec Expo. If you go to the Rec Expo, which is another big recruitment event, you very rarely get the chance to speak to the people that are giving the talks on the day. Like the team conference is different. Like you can catch all these people and have one-to-ones with them, which is such huge value, particularly Van Rath. Like Ant was mentioning, I kind of interviewed her, and we've got a load of snippets that are going out this week, but she goes all over the world talking about recruitment AI tech. Like she gets flown everywhere. In fact, she's just been voted the second highest influencer for recruitment in the world globally. And you got a chance to go and talk to her in person, pick her brain. Like she wants people to pick her brain. Like those are the things that I think you should look at.
Yeah.
Someone was asking in the chat here, the agenda, like the run of the day, it's all on the conference landing page. We'll send it to everyone after this as well if you want another copy, or you want to download a copy as a PDF and down the things you want to go to. And the other thing as well, really important, meet your NEM members. So you're all in a region of team. Make sure you go and meet your NEM. They're all going. I think the only one that isn't going is Graham Torrance from NAS Recruitment, who does driving and logistics. But I think everyone else from the national exec is going to the conference. So get a great chance to spend some time with your regional director, and they can also introduce you to more people. Like try and have a bit of a goal of meeting 5, 10, 15 people that you haven't met before. And that's a part of your follow-up strategy as well when you get back to the office. That's pretty much most of the key points that I wanted to share.
And Kerry and Ant are two of our national exec that Andy referred to, and probably two of the biggest collaborators on job sharing. So if you want tips and guidance on who to work with and how to develop those relationships, these two are absolute gold dust at it. I think, Kerry, I'm going to embarrass you by saying I'm sharing what you shared with us. I think you've invoiced 1.2 million in shares, haven't you, since you've been in team in is it 14 years?
14, 15 years. Yeah.
1.2 million. Not bad as a solo.
Not bad.
That's invoice, not shared. So that you've shared 2.4 or something similar. Yeah.
Something similar. But interestingly, probably only 2 people in my region. The rest have been in other regions throughout team.
Yeah. So well, that's cool. That's good. But a lot of the members are interested in that collaboration, and sometimes I got a lot from other people on collaboration on ideas rather than jobs when I was at Principal People, because I was learning recruitment. I was unlike many of you, I hadn't been in recruitment for so long and many years, so I needed the guidance and direction, and I picked up loads of tips and guidance from partners, but also let Philippa in, but also from other members as well who'd open their doors and say, come and see what we do. I love that. When I was looking for a new CRM and looking at different ways of people, we were 360 when I bought Principal People, and I wanted to develop a 180 model, and I went to see some great businesses that helped me re-engineer the business for growth. So it was really helpful. But I picked up of the conferences I went to. I missed a conference as well, Kerry. You went to all of them, I think. I missed one, but I reckon I picked a job up on every other one I went to. So I went to about 5, and picked up a job at each one, which paid for the year, paid for the conference and the membership easily. Yeah.
I definitely met somebody that I hadn't engaged with previously at the conference, sat next to you at the dinner table. I think the day is quite busy. There's lots of comings and goings. So, but sort of afterwards in the bar, the night before is always a really good time for conversation. Obviously, the network was brilliant. You have time to sort of have a chat and talk to different people. And it's just about seeing who you've got things in common with. And, I've got some true friends as well out of this, rather than just people that I do business with. And, we have accountability meetings together as solos to keep each other on track. And, we ring up with challenges, but that's all come from meeting people at the conference and just getting on with people. And, knowing who you're not going to get on with, which is just as important. That brilliant recruiter just can't do business in the way they do business. It's just different. So it is about, like you say, finding the people that work with you, and just having fun.
Cindy, can you just give us a bit of an overview of when you're hooking up with your little welcome committee with Kerry and Portia and John on the Thursday and Friday? That would be cool.
Yeah.
And how that's going to work.
So I thought 6:30 on Thursday. We're not having dinner till 7, and I thought it'd give everybody enough time to come down. Like you were saying earlier, when I was a solo, I came downstairs. The only person I knew was you, Simon, and I didn't really know you very well. I just had seen you once. So, and I remember walking through the bar and into the garden, and a sea of men. I couldn't find any women, and I just thought, I'm just going to talk.
They were all at the bar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So because of that, as you walk into the bar, which is like a conservatory area, we're going to be nearest to the entrance. As you walk in, we'll be there from 6:30. I'm actually there from 10 o'clock in the morning, so if I need it to be earlier, I can do it. But
you'll be well drunk.
Yeah, well, I don't really drink, so. And also, I thought what we could do when we're meeting everybody is after dinner. The dinner's at 7. After dinner, 8:15. There's a quiz. I thought, whoever we're with, we can create a quiz team. So, hopefully there'll be at least 6 of us, so we can have a quiz team out of that. On Friday morning, we're going to be there from 7:45 I know, a bit yucky, but at the team stand, because it opens at 8. So I thought if we get there at 7:45, we'll catch everybody, and we'll stay there till about 9 so we can meet everybody. Lunch is at 12:45 to 13:45. So in the bar area, the main bar area where all the stands are, we'll meet at 12:30. And lastly, the drinks reception is at 6:30 in the evening, and we'll be there again where we were on the Thursday night. We'll be in the same place, so it's nice and easy. And anybody that's coming on Friday, before you go into your big gala dinner, 6:30, we'll be in the bar area, and just come and have a chat to us.
You'd have integrated them by then, which would be great. So that's fine. And I think Andy and I stole the round table workshops from another network, and this year we've really developed those. Got some really interesting subject matter. I think we've got that. There's AI and tech, isn't there, Andy? There's a great marketing room. Facilitated by Sean from Hoxo, who's speaking in the morning, and then there's a solo group as well. The solos have got their own session.
Yeah, Luke's going to host from Gig, and him and Michelle Flynn are going to bring the energy.
Oh, that'll be good fun.
If you know Luke and Michelle, you're going to get there'll be lots of energy in that room. And there's a business development roundtable as well. I think that'd be really fascinating and absolutely key. Gary Eldon, I think, is leading that, isn't he?
He is.
Andy? He's a non-exec for us, but he used to run S3 with 3,000 staff as a CEO and got an OBE for his contribution to recruitment. So he's a BD machine, and so he'll be facilitating some really good speakers in that room. If business development is a key for your focus now, and there's I think Rec Ops as well, isn't there? There's
So we've got Vincent from Simplicity. We're making a big deal, obviously, about Simplicity. Not that they're not always been a great company, but Simplicity are obviously offering the perm funding solution to Team Exchange now. So the folks might not know this, that you can now have all of your perm deals, remove all the stress away from putting perm jobs on exchange and have funding by them. So Vincent's actually leading that room, and there'll be a finance flavor to it. There'll be a recruitment operations flavor. So tech stack, rec ops, sort of training and development. Like it's a really important room, I think, for the recruitment business owners that maybe have a few staff that don't have an operations manager, to think about how they scale their business forward and what processes they need in place. Something that we've not had before, but really good. I just want to go back to the point, Simon. We didn't steal this idea from another recruitment network. They don't have exclusivity on roundtables, but
they don't. We developed it way better.
We've made these roundtables, these workshops are based on the feedback we've had from all of our regional meetings, where we've had thousands of people over the last year come along to these meetings, talking to us about the challenges they've got. That's why we've set up these 5 in this particular way, which I think will work really, really well. The problem you're going to have, the biggest problem, is that you're probably going to want to go to several of them at the same time. And you can't, there's only one of you. So again, like, if you're thinking of, this is a part of the strategy that I'm going to share with everyone. Like, if you're thinking of coming to the conference, buddy up with a couple of people before you go and share notes, compare notes of the sessions that you might not go the same ones together. Like, that's the real way, because we don't record any of the sessions ourselves. So try and position yourself in a way that you meet folks, get your, as Kerry said, find an accountability buddy that you can capture information together. And then when you come back to the office, download that information onto the other person. So you're regurgitating the information back to yourself, reinforcing the memory, reinforcing things that you can do, and share it with someone else. That's a really good thing to try and do after the conference as well.
I would try and spend some time with the partners as well. I think there's 20 exhibitors which are partners, and yes, obviously they want to sell things, but they know most of them have been team partners for some time, so they don't really sell. They will impart knowledge like members do, firstly, and build your trust and give you lots of free stuff. We tried to beat them up, haven't we, Andy, for lots of more free advice from many of our partners. Do that without commitment on or to pay for any ongoing services. So have a chat with them. They know what's happening in the market. They've got really good feedback on what's working and what's not. So it'd be great. Yeah, just mingle with them. And the good thing about, you mentioned it earlier, Vanessa Rath coming over from South Africa. She arrives about the same time as I do. You're picking her up from Heathrow, aren't you, Andy?
7 o'clock. I'm picking her up from Heathrow Airport.
So she's there for 2 days. So you'll be able to, you it's not like she's going to be at Rec Expo and walk out and disappear. So you can sit down with one of the best AI gurus in the world on recruitment process and have a natter, because she's open.
She did the network last year.
She's doing the network this year. We can't talk about that too much, because if you haven't booked a ticket, there's already 8 people on a waiting list. I mean, we've got one dropout, maybe one dropout already, which I've been WhatsApp this morning, but it's pretty chocker.
If the other network you could do, as many of you know, golf can ruin a good walk. There's still three or four places left for golf. So if you want to network and carry my bag, you're welcome. Yeah. I got a trolley.
I just want to answer a couple of questions. How many people are going? There's 230 between 30 and 40 booked right now at the moment. We've spoken to most members now. We're expecting somewhere between 50 and 100 to book between now and next Friday. So those are kind of last 2 weeks. Everyone's sitting in the last. In fact, there was one member that said to me, I've done split deals with 5 different members this year. I've made 35 grand profit, and I'm still too busy to come to conference. And I'm like, what are you doing? You will meet more people that you will do more split deals with if you actually turn up. But that's where we are on the day. There's 133 people staying Thursday night. So that quiz is going to be, thank God we've got Gordon and Nicole from Shazami, who have both got quite booming voices, because if everyone decides to do that quiz, that is going to be really loud and really fun. The network, as I say, is full with 30. there's a 5K run. So if there's any runners in the group that wants to do a run, there's a 5K networking run on the Thursday afternoon, which we've got 19 people signed up for, which I'll be on. And then Simon has 33 or 34 booked for golf.
Yeah, I think I got space
spots
for 36. So if there's any more golfers that want 9 holes and a beer, they're very welcome. And we'll buddy you up with some good people as well. We always try and think, right, who's coming? He's manufacturing and engineering. I'll put him in with some good people there, or that lady there. You know, we try and think about who you're going to be with for a couple of hours on the course. So that's net golf.
Rose is asking, how's the run going to work? So basically, we've got a guy called Chris Hatfield coming, who's an author and he's a sales trainer focusing on kind of mental health and agility. And he runs there's a thing called Run Your Mind, and he does these runs all around London every week. I think it's every Thursday, every Saturday. He's going to do the run. So it has a theme of your inner talk. So there's going to be questions over the course of the 5K where we're going to be talking to each other. As well. Obviously, no one's going to be out there doing marathon pace or speed running, but we'll be running at a pace where we can talk to each other. And I've never done it. It might go completely belly up. It'll be rubbish, but I don't think it will. I think it'll be really good fun. It's a really good group of people coming along to it as well. And we're going to end up at a gelato. And one of our members has got a friend who runs a gelato, like ice cream place, a coffee shop at the end of the route. So we're running around some raw gardens and we're going to end up there. So I think it'll be really, really good fun.
Is Ben Crockett doing that as well?
Who's Ben Crockett?
Sorry, not Ben. Not Ben. Yeah, Ben. Our
Ben I don't think so. Ben Stocken.
I'm saying Crockett, don't I? You know why I'm saying? Well, you know why I'm saying
Kerry.
Ben Stocken. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure he's on the run. I'm not entirely sure. I know there's 18 or 19 of us.
I think he wanted to do it.
But yeah, so there's all these different.
So he could probably manage 5K.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm not quite sure. What else? What other questions are in it? Is it a black tie? It's dressed to impress. Chris, on the Friday night, I'm wearing a black suit, black shirt, black tie, but I'm not wearing a tuxedo. David Shelton, what time is the intro on Thursday? I think we covered that with Cindy, haven't we?
Yeah.
Cool with that. I think that's all the questions that we've answered. Everyone that's booked a ticket will have an email from Jahisha with like an asset. If you want to, we'd really encourage everyone to share it. A few people said to us at the start of last week, I haven't seen any posts about conference yet. Weirdly, I've posted 28 times about conference on LinkedIn over the last week. So we just want to get everyone to share the news, and obviously it's open as well to non-team members. So if you've got friends in the recruitment industry that might be having a bit of a tough time, might need a bit of a rocket boost for H2. Let them know they can come along. They can buy a ticket on the website as a guest and come along. They don't have to join team afterwards, although most people that do come along as a guest do end up joining team. Funny that. But yeah, I think that's most of the stuff we wanted to cover. Is there any other?
Can I ask a question?
Any other question? Yeah, shoot, David.
Just in terms of that preparation in advance, which is good advice in terms of trying to identify who you want to integrate or network with at the event. Because as much as I like talking to people, if I find I've been talking to somebody who puts podiatrists into jobs for 2 days, that's probably not going to be the best use. So how, apart from just speaking to people, setting sort of, I'll be the guy with the rose in the top lapel, you know what I mean? How would you suggest we find people in terms of relevant to our sectors?
I'd put a little group. I joined that WhatsApp group for the conference. In fact, I do. What type of recruitment do you do, David? I'm sorry.
Engineering and manufacturing. Yeah.
Well, I do 3 things. So I join the WhatsApp conference group. Yeah. I put a post in the engineering and manufacturing WhatsApp group saying, "Hey, I'm David, coming to conference. This is what I do. It's the type of recruitment I do. Yeah. I'm looking to hook up with other members that do this. Please just either reply in here or reply, if you hold down a message in WhatsApp, it says reply privately. Just send me a message and we can meet up for coffee." I do it in that, and I do it in your regional group as well. This is another wicked hack just has come to me as well. If you've got clients all around the country in different spots that aren't in your region, I join those regional groups as well and say, hey, I'm David, I'm going to conference. I do this type of recruitment. I've got clients in this area. Does anyone want to meet up for a coffee and talk about potentially doing some collab work? Like
Can I just sort of interrupt? Sorry, Andy, but also I have within Team somebody that I go to that I trust with the IT that I can't do. I have somebody that I trust that I go to for the finance roles that are out of my skill set. I have somebody over here to do something else. So I don't necessarily collaborate with the people that are in the same sector as me, but what we do is expand on what we're doing, so I know where to go to. If I've got an engineering role, David, if you're in that market, then I would approach you. I'm not an engineering recruiter, so it's not necessarily just about the people that are in your discipline. If a client says to me, I need an engineer, can you do that? My answer is always yes. I look at the details, then I partner with the person that can help me with that. So it's not always about the same discipline.
Yeah. What was really funny last year, do you remember, what was the lady's name? There was Nicola Moorish, who's an HR recruiter who's based down on the South Coast. And there was this lady called something White, Angela White. And she came to the Northwest meeting, having not been a team member. And she was like, I don't believe in this, but I'm coming along because my friend dragged me along to it. She came along to the Northwest meeting and she loved it. And so she came to conference as a guest. And I said, you got to meet Nikki. So Nikki does what you do in Southampton and you do it up in Leeds. Turns out that Nikki had clients up near Leeds that she couldn't find candidates for. And Angela had clients on the South Coast that she couldn't find. And they've now done splits together. And she was so dead against networking with other recruiters. She was like, this isn't going to work for me. And I've actually got a picture of them at the bar with Portia, funny enough, with her Taylor Swift t-shirt saying a lot going on at the moment, which I should have been wearing as well. But like they were meeting at the bar, drinking gin and tonics on the Thursday night, getting to know each other, and they've gone on to do collab work. So the whole point of this thing is that you're putting yourself in a place where some magic can happen. It's not going to happen sitting on your arse in your office for a day on a Friday, on normal Friday in June. But putting yourself in this place, you're putting yourself in a place where some magic, some serendipity can happen for you. That's the key. That's the key thing with all networking events, I think. Like you're doing something different and you're going to get stuff, whatever, you don't know what you're going to get out of it now. That's the exciting part of it for me. Like we don't know how the day's going to go. We don't know what rooms we're not like the REC where you've got to book your room to book all the talks that you go to before you go to the event. Like we're just we've put on such an amazing panel of speakers. Like you're not going to find this anywhere else in the world, the level of speakers that we've got for 120 quid day ticket. Like I don't need to sell it anymore. Like it's amazing, but that's the key thing. Like just you're putting yourself in that spot where some magic's going to happen for you.
Just one last thing. Sorry. What does dress to impress mean, Andy? What's the definition? Because I'll be honest with you, since I left the more corporate world where I had to have a tie so tight, my eyeballs would be bulging on a daily basis. I've not worn one since, and I believe the only tie I've got is one for funerals. So, or court. So I wondered, is a tie obligatory under these circumstances?
No.
No. It's just smart. You know, if you're going to like a smart meal, like a smart restaurant, like that's it. I just bought these like shiny snakeskin Adidas. I was thinking about wearing those with my suit. So that's how dress to impress means for me.
That's cool.
So
I'm cool. I've got something in mind which might not impress, but it'll impress me more.
Simon went to a conference. I missed it because I wasn't in team at the time. It was my 2-year hiatus, but Simon, I think, wore a tuxedo jacket, a bow tie, and farmer's boots and wellies and shorts to one evening just to impress. So it's all there. David's on the phone closing a deal now.
I've never been able to unsee that since.
Sorry about that. David's on the phone now. He's doing deals. Good. Any other questions, folks?
I Sorry, that was the governor.
Oh dear, oh dear. The other thing, David, you're starting to work with Sam and Hannah from MedTech. They're there on Thursday and Friday. They'll look after you. They'll show you around and connect you with people. That'll be their third conference, I think. So don't worry about that. They'll look after you and connect you with some other great collaborators too.
I'm not shy. I'm just I don't want to be sort of wandering around saying, "Excuse me, do you do this? Excuse me, do you do this? Can you show me the person who does do it?" You know, I just want to.
There's plenty of team staff there. We're all going to have team T-shirts on. So apart from Simon, he won't be wearing one. But we'll all be like milling around the place. There'll be 7 of us there to help guide, show you what rooms are. Once you've got the lay of the land and the layout of the rooms, you'll be fine. And to go around. Anyone else got any other questions? Danny, Paul, Chris?
Also, don't stress it though, because the people you meet, if they're not the right people at the right time, you can still meet and have a chat with them, and you'll say, this is what, oh, I know so and so, I've just done some work with X, and it kind of snowballs. So I wouldn't overthink it.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos doesn't hurt, does it, to like meet everybody and like it's like a lucky dip, isn't it?
And we've done loads of deals together a few years back now, but at the time it worked really well.
Yeah, 100%,
and
yeah.
You know, just through conversations.
Cool.
Just go and have fun.
Well, thank you, Kerry. Thank you, and thank you the rest of you for joining us. Really look forward to seeing you there. And Cindy, you're going to look after the newbies, which is great, with Kerry, Portia, and John. And yes, look forward to it. Do some deals before you go as well, and share those. It'd be great to have some of you new members doing some deals really quickly. Be great.
Just lastly, before we go, I was just wrapping. Rosa's just asking what happens at the gala. So it's sit down, 3-course meal, wines on the table. After the dinner, there is a casino. It's fake money, but it's fun. So there's a load of different casino games. There is a DJ, dance floor, half and half. I don't know. They were talking about putting the DJ in the bar, but I don't think that's happening this time. But there's 150 people for the gala dinner at the moment. So it's just quite a great fun evening. Really good fun evening.
Yeah, cool.
And don't procrastinate too long. There's not unlimited bedrooms, is there, presumably?
No, there's very few left.
There's few left. Cool. Well, thank you all. And look forward to seeing you there. Have a good rest of the week. Cheers now.